Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Midoriya was Naruto's reincarnation with Kurama, part 6. Last time we left off with Midoriya destroying Muscular using KCM and saving Kota. Kota's mind has changed like in the original, and he does remember that Muscular said something about Bakugo and the others, and he was worried about them, so he took Kota to safety and then started running back into the forest to search for the others. So he finds so he sees the blue fire on one side and then the gas on the other side, so he decides to go near the blue fire. So he's going towards the blue fire, and Midoriya finds Tokoyami and Shoji, and he sees Tokoyami on a rampage and he hides with Shoji. Remember, this Midoriya hasn't got broken limbs because of KCM, but he's really drained, like a lot more drained than usual, and he's huffing and puffing and asking what's going on, and he said, well, you see, we got attacked, and then one of my limbs got cut, and Tokoyami went on a rampage. So Midoriya thought of a plan to go in the middle of the forest, because that's where he thought he saw Todoroki and Bakugo went. You know how, well, I don't know. To be honest, they were just running, and then basically once they jumped, Midoriya spotted some ice and said, they're there, let's lead him over there, they might be in the middle of a fight, there's ice everywhere. And Shoji's like, alright. So here the same things happen, and I'll say that once. So basically, since Midoriya can't heal anymore, every time he uses one for all, since even though he has full cowling right now, he still uses Detroit smashes, because he's just Midoriya and he isn't. He's let's just say he is a bit more of a fanboy of the Detroit Smash right now. So I'll say that Tokoyami was able to beat it, and he was still in his rampage form. So what Midoriya did is he since Dark Shadow was covering his eyes once Todoroki was using his fire to light up everything, Midoriya decided to use a Detroit Smash on Tokoyami. Well, basically just Dark Shadow. Tokoyami didn't really get injured, it was just Dark Shadow letting his eyes free to see the light, and basically Dark Shadow went back to his normal state, and Tokoyami thanked Midoriya and Todoroki, and Midoriya's like, it's alright. And Todoroki sees that Midoriya's arm is broken from that Detroit Smash and says, you should be more careful from now on, Midoriya. And Midoriya's like, it's fine, I still got my left arm. So they make the same plan of them going towards the where the teachers told them to go towards, and they met up with Uraraka and Asui, and they're like, we're trying to get Bakugo to safety, and basically Asui notices that Tokoyami and Bakugo are not there, and she's like, if you're trying to get Bakugo to safety, where is he? And Midoriya's like, he's right here, and he sees that Bakugo's not here anymore, and then the magician appears and tells them about what he did to them, and they start chasing the magician now. And in the end, here the same thing happens. Midoriya couldn't really go that fast, even though he doesn't have broken limbs. Well, he has one arm broken, but even though he has most of his body, he is really drained, and he's much slower than usual because of KCM. That's why he doesn't really use KCM except if it's in a crisis situation, and he really destroyed his stamina. So he actually gave in and fell to the ground right before he could catch Bakugo. But in the end, they did save Tokoyami, and Midoriya was still hospitalized because it wasn't really his limbs. It was just one of his arms, but most of his body was pretty shaken up, and he couldn't really move for a while. So once he wakes up, everyone was there, and they told him about the plan. Well, Kirishima told him about the plan, and Midoriya didn't really know what to do, and they gave him up to like the next day at night to tomorrow at night around 7 p.m. or I'll say 9 p.m. That's when they're going to go and find Bakugo. So Midoriya has a full day to answer them, and in the end he still goes. And here the fight is a lot different. Kurama told him in his head, don't use KCM, Midoriya. It's too hard for you right now, especially because you haven't unlocked your hidden potential. And Midoriya's like, if it has to come down to it, I will have to. And Kurama's like, yeah, but the pro heroes are meant to be taking care of this, not you. And Midoriya's like, if I was just stronger, if I could use KCM a bit longer, I could have saved him. This would have never happened. So it's technically my fault for slacking. And Kurama's like, what do you mean slacking? You've been training for the most of your life now, and you think you were slacking? And the only ones slacking are your classmates. They could have done a lot more if they just had the power to. And Midoriya's like, no, I have you, so it's unfair that they don't, and that's why they aren't as skilled as me. And Midoriya was trying to be as kind as possible while criticizing them, but even though he tried to say as politely, it's not. Anyways, now the team has arrived, and they have their disguise. So, by the way, the team is Ida, Midoriya, Todoroki, Kirishima, and Yaoyorozu. So they have their little cosplay, and they arrive to the normal warehouse, and they realize Bakugo is not here. And while this was happening, the pro heroes have invaded the cafe, and they found Bakugo. But in the end, All for One saves everyone and warps them away. And All Might knew who he was and started screaming no. And basically, as soon as in those 30 seconds, Midoriya and everyone else got paralyzed. Even Kurama could feel the how strong the presence of One for All is. But then, All for One is, and then Kurama's like, he's nothing compared to Madara Uchiha. And if Naruto Uzumaki was here, he would have actually killed you with his presence. And he was just bragging that Naruto is way stronger than him. And Midoriya's like, wait, but he is so strong, and you're saying Naruto could beat him? And Kurama's like, even All Might could beat him if he was in his normal state. And Midoriya's like, what do you mean? Normal state is not even buffed. And what Kurama meant is that if he didn't have that injury. And then basically, the pro heroes did try to fight All for One, but in the end, the only one standing was pretty much Best Genius, and he got injured pretty badly. And basically, All Might did appear right in time before the All for One took care of the other heroes that were left as well, that was saved by Best Genius, number 4 hero. And All Might is like, what are you doing here? You're meant to be dead. And All for One is like, it's your mistake. If 5 years ago you never let your guard down, you wouldn't have had that injury, and I would have been dead. But of course, and uh, basically Bakugo sees that All For One just took both of All Might's punches like nothing, and he actually was beating All Might right there. And Midoriya did still make the plan, but this time the plan was with either Todoroki, Yaoyorozu, and Ida, and um, Kirishima, because Midoriya had a plan. So basically, Yaoyorozu made like a missile or rocket-like engine, and basically Ida's engine is already fast enough, so they would have double the speed. And also Kirishima needs to be there, so Bakugo actually clings on and gets saved because he's the closest one to Bakugo. And Todoroki is there for the ice, so they can make a ramp and make a break for it. So, and then Todoroki's like, what about you, Midoriya? What are you gonna do? And Midoriya's like, I got something to do. I'll catch up to you in less than a few minutes. Just trust me on this one. And the others give Midoriya the benefit of the doubt, and they actually put on this plan, and in the end it actually doesn't fail, even though you'd think it would fail by All For One stopping it. But I'll say that Yaoyorozu's engine was just as fast as Midoriya with All For One full cowling. I think it was 5%, and they got away. And basically Midoriya saw that, could feel that All Might was getting beaten, and what happens is that he tells Kurama, I'm sorry, but there's no way I cannot use this form now. And Kurama's like, it's fine, I'll use all my power to heal your injuries. Go all out, kid. And Midoriya basically screams out for All For One, full cowling 100%, and he's all glowing and everything, and his body is rapidly breaking down. But of course, Kurama rapidly heals him. So it's not really a fair trade, because Midoriya will still be injured from this. Even though he won't be injured fatally, he will be still injured enough to not be able to move for a few days or weeks, maybe even months. I'll say just a few days, because Kurama's healing is way too strong. And so Midoriya appears with All For One full cowling, but that's not it. What he does is that he has an orange cloak, and he lands on the floor and basically blitzes All For One, and he's about to punch All For One really hard. Well, Detroit smash him to oblivion, but then what happens is that Kurogiri was able to warp one of Shigaraki's hands right in front of Midoriya, and Midoriya realized that, and what he did is with his other hand he flicked his finger to create a massive air pressure attack, so he blows him and the hand and all of them back. And then All Might appears again, punches All For One while he was off guard, and he notices Midoriya there, and he can see a different look on Midoriya. He can see Midoriya glowing, and he can feel All For One at 100%, and he can feel the other power. He can see, not really feel the other power, he can see the other power showing. And All For One, All For One is completely dumbfounded by just what just happened. And All Might is like, are you sure you can use this form in front of everyone? Remember, some reporters will be arriving on the scene, right? And Midoriya's like, it's fine, as long as we can beat him, we should do this fast. And All Might is like, yeah, we should beat All For One in less than 10 minutes. I only have around 15 left, and if I exceed my exceed my capacity, it will just decrease my time the next time I transform. And Midoriya's like, then leave the diversions to me and you'll finish him off, okay? And All Might is like, just don't die, kid. Young Midoriya. And basically, what happens while they were making this plan is that all the other villains got whooped away to safety, and Midoriya did see this, but he didn't have enough time for it because that all happened in less than 10 seconds. And then All For One appeared again right in front of them. He looked pretty scary. He actually jumped from that little crater he created on the building, and he was in the air right in front of them, really close to them. And what Midoriya does is slams his his palm on the ground, and basically a massive mud wall appears. Yes, an earth wall. Yes, he's able to learn this. It's a technique that he learned. He uses energy instead of chakra, even though it consumes a lot less. And Midoriya learned this from Kurama, since remember Kurama can give you all 5 chakra natures, and Midoriya doesn't really have chakra anymore, but he still has that glimpse of it. Every single human has it, since it is just an evolved version of humans from the shinobi world, and Midoriya still has a little bit of it, but with Kurama's help he can unlock a lot more. Not as much as Naruto, but once his hidden potential is unlocked, Naruto's chakra will become his. And right before Shigaraki disappeared, he basically said Amaterasu. Yes, finally we can say that Shigaraki is Sasuke's reincarnation. I know Sasuke is good, but I'll say that Sasuke's evil side Sasuke was evil for a lot of his young life. So from like when he was, I think the Uchiha massacre happened when he was 8, so all the way to 16 he was pretty evil for 8 years, and I'll say that he died around 40, just like Naruto. Yes, spoilers, I think they're going to die around 40. They're 32 right now, so he was pretty evil for a lot of his life. So that's why the evil side, it was mostly because of Indra's reincarnation side of Sasuke, because Indra never gave up on his dream. Sasuke really was like the only Indra reincarnation ever to actually make up with the Ashura reincarnation, but that's because Naruto and Sasuke were pretty much brothers. But since now they're dead, Indra has finally found a good vessel, and Shigaraki's eye went from red back to I think his eyes are black, I'm not sure. Anyways, and he got whooped away. Midoriya did block the Amaterasu. Well, it wasn't really Midoriya, it was actually Kurama, because Kurama knows what the Amaterasu is, and he knows that if he hits them, they're done for. So since he's immune to it, he blocks it with ease thanks to one of his chakra arms. And Midoriya's like, what just happened? And Kurama's like, I'll explain later, but if you ever hear that word again, use all my strength to protect yourself. That fire is an eternal fire that will never stop burning. And Midoriya's like, wait, but then how do we put it out? It's easy. The caster has to be tired, and the fire will get put out. And the fire gets put out straight away, and they realized Shigaraki must be tired. And then All Might's like, young Midoriya, he's coming. And Midoriya jumps, and All Might basically jumps as well. And Midoriya's like, now. And he blitzes All For One. He kicks him in the chin. And then All For One is actually flying up. Not flying up, he goes sent upwards. And that's where All Might comes in. He Detroit smashes his face like 3 times before he's able to get him to the ground. Yes, there were 3 really strong, strong Detroit smashes, strong enough to change the weather. And what's his name? All For One got sent into the ground. There was a massive crater, and Midoriya was like, if I can just use this move. And basically he's thinking really hard, and then a blue orb appears into his hand and Midoriya screams out Rasengan, and basically he smashes it into All For One, and All For One's completely stunned at this, and he doesn't know what just happened, but he cannot move. And basically all he can do is use his hands, and as soon as All Might gets close, All for One tries to steal his quirk, take One for All back, but then Midoriya says no, no you don't, and he gets both his arms, he puts them behind his back, and he's on top of All for One, while All for One's face downwards, and Midoriya's like, one more move and I'll kill you, All for One. I don't care if I can't become a hero. I'd rather not become a hero and stop the biggest villain in the world than becoming a hero. And All for One just stopped and he gave up here, but of course we all know All for One doesn't give up. And Shigaraki not only is the Sasuke reincarnation, but he had a lot more training than Midoriya since he's older. And remember, Sasuke didn't have as much chakra as Naruto, so it's much easier to unlock his potential, while Midoriya has to work a lot harder, like at least 10 times harder, since Naruto had way more chakra, especially when he was older. And Midoriya and All Might were able to beat One for All, and All Might had 5 minutes left, and basically what happened is that he turned back to his normal state, and the reporters were coming right now, and basically what happened is that Gran Torino actually arrived right now, since, well, Gran Torino was already there, but I'm saying he arrived into the battlefield right now. He was just watching from the sidelines since he didn't really have anything to do. All Might begged him to stay in the sidelines, and basically Gran Torino's like, I wish I could have done something, and Midoriya's like, you could do something by breaking by stopping them from recording All Might. And basically Gran Torino says no recording. If you record, I'll break. I will have to forcefully make you stop, and that could lead to your camera being broken. And basically, and then I just one little glimpse, please. We need to make sure that everyone in the world is safe and sound, and they want to see their hero. And Gran Torino realizes this and looks back and sees All Might already with a thumbs up and in his transformed state, and they record him for like 2 minutes, and then Gran Torino makes them go away because he knows it's a strain on All Might, and they go away, and All Might can go back to normal, and him and Midoriya get taken away while the search party arrives, and they rescue a lot of people. Some were killed, but a lot were rescued. Anyways, that was it for basically most of the season 3, since it was mostly about the fight against All for One. And I think I'm going to end it off here. I know it was just one arc I just covered, but the arc had a lot of changes, and just saying, no one really saw Midoriya's KCM except for Todoroki, who he looked back while they were flying away or blasting away. He looked back to see a Midoriya with a glowing Midoriya with an orange cloak, and he was really confused at this, and he wanted to go and ask him, but that's for the next part. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Please join my Discord in the link in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to Miniman123. Also RATREET. They are some of the biggest help for my YouTube channel, and also the giveaway will be happening. I have everything prepared. I'm going to make an announcement in my Discord server to enter, and I'll make a video today. The second video today will be an information video about how to join the giveaway. Also, it's not easy to join it. You have to work for it. I'm sorry, but money isn't easy to come around, you know. And anyways, also, all the links are down in the description. I will be uploading the video in a few hours, not right now since it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm probably going to upload this video around like 11 since my upload speed is 0.01. Like, I'm not even lying, it's 0.01. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Please take care, stay safe. This is the King of Weebs here, and Peace.